Moving on, Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed the request by the detained leader of the Biafra Nation agitators, Nnamdi Kanu, for the restoration of his revoked bail and the removal from the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, to a house arrest or prison custody. The judge on Monday said that same request had been brought before her by Kanu and dismisses for want of warrant of merit. Correspondent Kulujo reports that in the ruling on Kanu's request, Justice Nyako said that she found as a fact that Kanu jumped the bail earlier granted him and escaped out of the country. The judge also held that the sureties who stood for him in the earlier bail had appealed to be discharged and had been discharged on the ground that they could not locate Kanu and did not know his whereabouts. Justice Nyako said that the only option left for Kanu was to go to the Court of Appeal and should proceed to the Appellate Court to exercise his right of appeal. The judge disagreed with Kanu's late counsel that Supreme Court held that the earlier bill granted him ought not to have been revoked, adding that she had pre-used a Supreme Court judgment copy and did not see the claim of the lawyer. At the time of this report, Kanu, shouting on top of his voice, is insisting not to stand trial before any court in Nigeria. He's also claiming that any attempt to put him on trial would amount to a breach of Nigeria's constitution and international laws.
Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere in the world.
Counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, a lawyer, Jimako, and other counsel from the team expressed reservations for the ruling, saying they would declare the next line of action in few days.
One is to restore his bail, and the other one is an alternative application. If you won't restore his bail, then transfer him to home detention. These two applications were geared towards providing the environment for him to get a fair trial. Unfortunately, the court was not in sync with us. But it's very, very important to stress this point, that what got us this far, what led to all these problems, is the refusal of the court to obey or implement, for want of a better word.
The ordinary person on the street might think that a favor had been done to us, but it's still the same thing. It's just the other side of the coin that was tossed. We are still going to remain in the premises and facilities of the DSS. You know, this issue of bugging is a very critical and technical thing. And we know that the Nigerian DSS is about the most sophisticated secret police in the whole of Africa.